What's up, everyone? So we got another show here. Yeah, we got a little doozy here. When I started out doing this exposing of this freight fraud, there was certain people I work with and I used to collaborate with in the background. But I always knew that a day would come when I'd probably have to start chopping some of them off. Because as soon as I seen that they were collaborating with people and saying they were fighting fraud and this and that. Listen, there's a divide. If you're going to fight fraud, you cannot collaborate, network, or be supported by frauds. You can't call yourself a vetting platform when you allow frauds to use your own vetting platform against good people. So I kind of run solo. I network with my own informant guys and stuff, but there's certain people in this industry I cannot network with, because when I look into stuff and I see what they're doing or who they're collaborating with or who they're associated with, it makes no sense. I think it's all a big smokescreen. So today we're going to go over this president of the Freight Fraud Task Force, and I hope you enjoy your show, Jeff. You probably got suckered into this by Mr. Dale Prax. Don't worry, Dale, you're going to get your show too. I have some things to say. A lot of you people in this logistics industry, I have things to say, because you're fakes. You're phony people. You say one thing and you do another. But here on Axel Live, I don't give a damn. I'm going to expose all of you people because you've been doing it a long time. And some of you are from what I call the old guard. So we're going to start off, it's not a long show. We're going to start off with a little short clip from Mr. Jeffy Boy here. And listen to what he says. And then, how I do, I'm going to go into some documents and corporations, this and that. But let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, everyone. Jeff Dickinson, President and CEO of RGTX Logistics Solution, as well as podcast host of the Storytelling Chronicles. Do you know, over the last 45 years, I've never faced double brokering, fraud, or theft. How is this possible?
So, you heard what he said here. You said he's CEO or blah, blah of RGTX Solutions, host of a podcast show, and never experienced no double brokering or fraud or whatever he said in his clip. You can go back and play it if you like. So we're going to chop everything up. Let's start with his YouTube. First of all, corny name, the Bodacious Cowboy podcast channel. It sounds like some bad B, like porno or something. That's what I get out of it. So he's got 120 subscribers, 110 videos, okay? He's had this channel for 15 years. 15. The podcast about logistics, life, personal journeys, and lessons learned from our guests and myself. The logistics lessons learned will help you with the challenges you'll face down this ever-changing path. The podcast will have special guests and wild cards. Yeah, you have special guests, all right. So, been on since 2014. 120 subscribers, 110 videos. In the lifetime of this channel, 2,052 views. Like, it's not for you. YouTube is not for you, okay? 100%. We could probably take a vote on this. It's not 15 years, and you haven't even got out of the trash can. But I just wanted to point it out. So let's move along. You had this post, RGTX, Logistics Solutions. We're different. Oh, yes, you are. And it says right there, basically what he said in this video clip, President and CEO, RGTX Logistics Solutions, podcast host, co-founder, and president, Freight Fraud Task Force, Inc. Why should you explore RGTX Logistics Solutions as an option? I've been asked this many times. Our company is not just another typical brokerage service provider. We are much more than that. And I'm going to stop right there and move along. So, first of all, we come across this website for RGTX Solutions. Scroll up here, scroll up. Our team is trained both internationally and locally, so they understand your needs. Jeff Dickinson, President and CEO, seasoned expert in multimodal transportation services with over 40 years of experience. Hey, listen, just because you may have worked in a warehouse or something when you were in high school, you don't count that, okay? That's like me saying because I worked for U-Haul when I was about 16, 17 years old, I should go back and count my 40, 50 years of being in logistics. That's the corniest stuff I ever heard. And we're going to show, don't worry. So let's, what else? Do we have some else here? No. So we got this website, and then there's this other guy, Mike Lannon here. I didn't care too much about him. Who even knows if he's still around? Core values, blah, 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 blah. Why should you work with us? And he puts this freight validate on the bottom. Let me see. You got a couple, whatever, reviews from people. You'll see on the bottom there, it's got 2 addresses. We're going to go over that too, but let's move along. So we also got this here. We're going to go over it, but I got to point it out. This is called Railgistics. Railgistics. And of course, we're going to scroll down to the bottom. See here. And on the bottom or on the far right over there, probably your left, my left, your right. Railgistics, 61 South Shore Trail, Sparta, New Jersey. J. Dickinson, raillogistics@gmail.com. Let's move along. It says 2025 Independent Landstar Agent. So here's the corporation for Railgistics. It's in New Jersey. New Jersey is one of those states where you just can't go on the site and find out who has it, but we know who has it. It's not hard. And this corporation has been around for 6 years. That's it, 6 years. Now, before we go any further, there was no corporation for RGTX Logistics Solutions, yet there's a website. And this man, Jeff, claiming that he's the CEO of RGTX Logistics Solutions. There is no corporation, Mr. Jeff. So what kind of fraud are you committing? Because there are 2 separate websites, one for RGTX Logistics Solutions and one for this Railgistics, both with your address and your phone number. Exactly. So I don't know what kind of fraud or money laundering or whatever else is going on here, but there's something going on here, Mr. President of Freight Fraud Task Force. 2 different websites, only one corporation. Interesting, isn't it, folks? Let's move along. So I asked ChatGPT, is Landstar a double broker? Came up with the short answer, Yes, many carriers and brokers in the industry have accused Landstar agents of engaging in double brokering, and there's a significant anecdotal evidence across forums and community that supports those claims. So, I don't know how this person decided to nominate himself as the president of the Freight Fraud Task Force when he's obviously associated and collecting income from Landstar, who is very known in the industry as a double broker. I've seen it myself from other brokers with their loads. So, this is like saying when the FBI goes to recruits, right? They don't want anyone with any terrorist backgrounds, criminal records. If they find anything in your background, you're not going to become an FBI agent. But yet this guy, his self-proclaimed president of Freight Fraud Task Force, is directly connected to a double broker. Amongst other things, we're going to move along. So here's his LinkedIn, RGTX Logistics Solutions, but yet there's no corporation, Mr. Jeff Dickinson. Let's move along. So now you got the nonprofit, also in New Jersey. Started 2 months ago in May, Freight Fraud Task Force, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Interesting. So, Freight Fraud Task Force, I put this out a day or two ago. The Freight Fraud Task Force is working to build a library of works by industry experts relating to fraud. We are looking for content creators to donate articles, posts, and videos that we can curate into our library. Yet you started a nonprofit organization, but you want content creators, you want other people to lend their industry expertise in donating articles, posts, and videos. Interesting. Contributions will include an authorship citation and a link where the original source material can be found. This will drive Freight Fraud Task Force traffic to your site or profile. Trust me, I'm sure a lot of people don't need that. If they're a true good content creator, they don't need Freight Fraud Task Force to drive traffic to their site. Please DM John Cantera or Angela Frawning, which those two might end up in another show. Also, I'm giving them fair warning because I know things and I don't like things that I see. You guys want to run and create, I'm all for fighting fraud, but what you guys are doing over there, you're a bunch of fakes. You're a bunch of fakes. So let's ask you this, Mr. Jeff, because I know they're yours. I know they are yours. I see two more corporations over in New Jersey. It's just curious how they say RGTX Members LLC and RGTX Sponsor LLC. What is that, Mr. Dickinson? You know, I always see when I'm, researching all these frauds in the logistics industry, with all their corporations and all their bullshit they're doing, and yet the guy who's the self-proclaimed president of Freight Fraud Task Force, he's got a bunch of corporations or no corporations. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, folks? So now I got a good question for you, Mr. Jeff, because I know you're probably going to see this video. You have a person on your worthless podcast, okay? You had not too long ago, 10 views. That's all it has, 10 views. It should give you another sign. Your channel sucks. All you podcast people in the logistics industry to bring on all these people, nobody gives a damn. They are boring. There is no interest. So it said, we are excited to welcome Lorena Camargo, CEO and founder of Pearl Trans Logistics. In this episode, we delve into Lorena's remarkable journey from starting on the bottom to taking risk that enabled her to start her company. Well, you know me, I research everything. I check out everything. I'm always watching all you people. And then that Christy Nickel even said she's mentoring this lady or has mentored her, which I found very interesting too. I'm going to tell her, your mentorship sucks. You all suck. You all don't know what the hell is going on. So let's cover it. So I look up Pearl Transportation Services, Anna Lorena Camargo, active for about 13 years, since 2011. Now you'll see here, the mailing address is a P.O. box. You're going to see that P.O. box in a couple other corporations as the mailing address. Head office is 222 North Pacific Coast Highway. But then I find the other two corporations, LC Enterprises, Inc. and PT Priority Broker LLC. Now, let's go back 1 second, because on the bottom of the podcast screen, it said Lorena Camargo, CEO, Pearl Trans Logistics, but they technically don't go by that. There's the corp. I'll show you. Don't worry. So, like I said, we had this one, Pearl Transportation Services, and then we had these two pop up, LC Enterprises Inc., which is suspended. That was started 12 October 2020, 5 years ago. Also, the PT Priority Broker LLC started on the same day, 12 October 2020, almost 5 years ago. So they're both started exactly the same day. Now, the mailing address is the P.O. Box, just like the other corporation. Now, the one on the closest to my noggin here says Head Office, 420 Hindry Avenue, Unit A. Let me fix something here. 1 second. 420 Hindry Avenue, Unit A. The other one says 419 Hindry Avenue, Unit A. Interesting, I thought. Let's move along. So, Mr. President of Freight Fraud Task Force, explain to us why you're promoting and bringing a chameleon carrier on your podcast. You have about as much credibility as a monkey in the middle of the sea. That's what you have. She's got 2 carrier authorities. You're going to see US DOT number 3494193, US DOT number 2768716. 2 motor carrier authorities. Okay. Now, on the one, it says legal name Pearl Transportation Services, doing business as Pearl Trans Logistics. It has that 222 Pacific Coast Highway. It has that P.O. Box. Now, the other one over there, number 2, says Anna L. Camargo, Pearl Transportation Services. So let me get this right. This DOT number, that's her doing business as Pearl Transportation Services, is connected to this one, which is Pearl Transportation Services doing business as Pearl Trans Logistics. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. But you guys are the Freight Fraud Task Force, and the damn president don't even know he's got a chameleon carrier on his podcast that you guys are promoting, that your co-host says she helps or has mentored. This is record gold here. Record gold. I see it all the time. You people don't know who you associate with, who you network with, but you're so quick to have a podcast and put them on. Let's move along. I got some other stuff. So here's Pearl Trans website. We deliver full service courier service and logistics. We are the full service courier service and logistics specialist that delivers anything, anywhere for you. We provide pickups, deliveries, and warehousing. Our clients depend on us for deliveries, logistics expertise, distribution, and fulfillment services. We deliver throughout Southern California, the U.S., and overseas. Oh, really? She delivers to the U.S., but there's no active motor carrier authority. Just a DOT, just active DOT numbers. Interesting. And then what's interesting is also on the site, it says here, freight sales agent. Join our team as a freight sales agent. Are you an ambitious and results-driven individual with a passion for the logistics industry? Unlock new opportunities and elevate your career by becoming a freight sales agent with Pearl. So now if I go back here, the only thing I found anything remotely close to being a broker that would require freight agents was this corporation that said PT Priority Broker LLC. Yet there's no brokerage authority associated with that corporation. So I just thought I'd point that out for inquiring people. Now, let's go back here. When you go to up on top on the website, I think it was here, what we do. Is it this? Don't let, where was it? White Pearl solution about Pearl. Shoot, about Pearl. No, here, what we do. Go down, mission statement. Where was it? I know it was here. Resources, maybe? solutions by industry, by Pearl. Ah, shoot. Now I had it in there. Now I don't see it now. Sometimes when I put the website, it doesn't click right. Shoot. It said, if you go to the website, Pearl Trans, said something about trucking, okay? LTL, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I can pull it up on my other site. Give me 1 second here. And then I can just read it to you. Let me see if even I can tap into it. Come on. Oh, maybe it's not going to let me because I'm on recording. Shoot. Anyways, I believe if you go to what we do, you're going to see it up there, what we do. And then you'll scroll down. Driver's face, intricacies, customized solution. It says something about delivering all over the United States and everything. I mean, even here, this online map. Look at this. 24/7 availability. Nationwide network. Experience the distinct advantage of Pearl's extensive nationwide network coverage with our expansive reach. Our services are accessible and reliable across the entire country, ensuring seamless and efficient deliveries for our customers, no matter where they are. Our nationwide network allows us to provide timely and flexible service, accommodating various time zones and meeting the diverse needs of businesses and individuals. With our widespread presence, we can effectively handle diverse delivery requirements, giving you a competitive edge in the market and solidifying our reputation for reliable nationwide service. I didn't see no active MC, just DOTs. Man, I wish I could find it. Okay, anyways. So, Freight Fraud Task Force with the self-proclaimed Jeff Dickinson as president. You don't even have a corporation for your CEO of RGTX Solutions. Yet you have 2 websites for 2 different things. And you're an agent of Landstar, a known double broker. Yeah. This is like if we expose a fraud on the show, and then I'm going to go back and ask them, hey, let's work together while I'm doing my show. You should not be the president of no Freight Fraud Task Force. And I'm going to assume here, with the way you got these corporations and all this baloney set up, it's your way to suck some free money, because you're asking for content creators to donate free stuff. You know what's amazing to me? He knows. You know who I am, Jeff. You know who I am. You've never even contacted me. The number one guy who exposes. Not that I would accept your call. Trust me. I don't need to talk to you because you're associated with Dale Prax. And I know Dale's watching too. You guys, I've lost all hope for you guys. You guys are lost in the wind. Lost totally in the wind. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You really don't. In fact, you sit there and you support my carrier portal, and then a good carrier gets blasted. And I know that carrier reached out to you guys, okay? Reached out even to Cantera. Yet you guys couldn't help them. And my carrier portal said, oh, nothing we can do. You let a fraud put a bad mark on a good carrier who also has a fraudulent vetting platform. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. You guys don't give a damn about the frauds. All you care about is lining your pockets, right? Now, we can go to highway too. They're just as bad. What I'm seeing going on, you guys, I hope that you can live with the bullshit you're involved in. Just like when you go to Broker Carrier Summit with that other guy, we know who he is, that other fraud, who now has weaseled his way onto Freightways. It's one big network of frauds. You guys are all frauds. You're frauds with the frauds. It's amazing to me. And you think I'm not going to say nothing. I'm 100% going to say something. You guys do not have any honor or integrity in this industry as far as I'm concerned. Talking about you're for the small carriers and this and that. Every words that come out of your mouth is bullshit. That's what it is, bullshit. You don't give a damn about the drivers. You don't care about the good authorities. You care about how you can line your pockets or what platforms you can build to push off for sale so you can ride your motorcycle, as some people say, right? Yeah, you don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. Axel got more stuff coming out. I don't care, like I said, who likes and doesn't like me. For my supporters out there, like, share, subscribe. You want to become a channel member? You want to support the true guy who fights fraud because I believe in transparency and accountability. And I'm holding Freight Fraud Task Force accountable for this bullshit. Supporting a Chameleon carrier on a podcast. Really. And then, hey, it's all right there. They can go back and watch it. Mr. CEO of RGTX Solutions, but there's no corporation. Oh, if I'm wrong, you can email it to me and I'll be glad to do a show saying, look, I was wrong. He did have a corporation, but I usually check pretty good and I didn't see it. But yet you got the other corporation for rail logistics as a Landstar agent, the biggest known double brokering that's been around forever. So we're supposed to believe you got integrity when you're associated and collecting money from a known entity that commits double brokering. Makes a lot of sense, Mr. President of Freight Fraud Task Force. I'm Axel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. That's it.